I'm happy for this first episode of the Healing Kitchen, where we are going to be making foods that heals our body and comfort our souls. So today for lunch or dinner, we are making orange broccoli tofu. And when we were talking about the foods that lower cholesterol, we talk a lot about tofu, a lot about broccoli, a lot about olive oil, the extra virgin, the very good one, and oranges. Yeah, we already talked about good vitamin C when we did our breakfast segment. So imagine today, for now, we are going to combine all those things for a delicious meal. So orange broccoli tofu. So I made this recipe before on our counseling center, food as medicine sessions. And it was one of the most talk about recipe. It's delicious, it's aromatic, and it's loaded with amazing nutrients. And it's not that difficult to make. So we are going to be roasted some tofu and broccoli. So let me just walk you through what we are going to be using today. So there is tofu. And for this recipe, we are using an extra firm one. There is a secret for the tofu though. You know, when we purchase tofu, it comes submerged in water. So for this recipe, you need to squeeze all the water away. So I squeeze the water and then I wrap the tofu on cloth and let it sit there for a good 15 minutes so the cloth will suck the water out, right? So we want our tofu very firm, no water, because it's gonna go to our, it's gonna be roasted a little bit, so, right? So the water will be in the way. I have people that came to me, did this dish, and say that it didn't look good because they forgot to remove that water. So very, very important step. Tofu right here. So if you want to know the one I'm using, this is the one, 365. It's not expensive at all. Choose the firm or the extra firm, right? Tofu. And then one package. One package will serve 4 people. Then I have a very large broccoli crowd. So I cut in bite size. Wash it and dry, so you don't want water for this, right? So we are roasting this big boy here as well. So broccoli, full of fiber and amazing nutrients right here. Good protein food. All right, so 4 tablespoons of cornstarch we are going to need to thicken things out. 1/3 of water. And this is one of the amazing secrets for this dish. We have 7 cloves of garlic, right? So I'm sure your mind is going around with what she's going to be doing with all that garlic. You see. So 1 large orange. With the large orange, I didn't find a large orange, so I purchased 2 mediums. So we are using the juice and we are using the skin. You know that orange skin has oils and it's also antimicrobial and vitamin C, right? So all that inside and out, vitamin D with the orange juice. All right, and then we have 1 bunch of scallions. Right, so the scallions, if you see there, I separated the dark side of the scallion and the light part of the scallion. So we are going to be using in a different way the light part of the scallion. It's a little bit tougher, so we are going to cook a little bit. And the green part of the scallion, we are going to add to our dish in the end. It's going to give us an amazing flavor. I'm telling you, this dish is amazingly aromatic. You're going to love it. Your family is going to love it. And you are going to be famous in your neighborhood making this because the scent goes all over the place. So let's start. First, we are cutting the tofu. We're cutting the tofu in bite size, right? So it really goes with what you like. I like small sizes, so like 1.5 inches. Don't pass 2, because the other, one important thing about your dish, first of all, it needs to have amazing nutrients, right? In this edition, we are talking all about cholesterol. Second, it needs to taste good, right? Nobody likes to eat things that doesn't taste good. So, but third, it needs to look good, right? So when you do small sizes, it makes your dish a little bit more refined, right? So it looks good, and then it's easier to roast it. Right, so we're gonna roast it, small bites, around 20 minutes, really depending on your oven, right? So I'm gonna turn so you can see, right? We're gonna do this again. When you're moving your knife, you're always moving away from you. That's how you wanna do it. You know, tofu is a little bit sticky, and you know, it's soy fermented. And fermented foods, they are good for what? Who want to answer that for me? I know you know. So fermented foods, they are great for our gut health, right? So, and also tofu, it has cancer fighting properties. So amazing. Besides having a ton of protein, right? So that's what we want. So there you have. How are we gonna roast this? I have a big sheet pan and I love it because then I can do 2 things at once. So I'm adding my 1 big head of the broccoli right here. Oh, there's a big thing here. So let's spread it around. 5 big sizes, just make it smaller. Believe me, you're gonna see why it needs to be small, right? Beside of helping us while it's being roasted. Okay, half of it. Let me make it smaller. Okay, have half of it here. Fiber, fiber, fiber. Okay, and then the other half, we are going to put our amazing tofu, right? Okay, give them space, give them space. So we'll be nice and golden. 20 to 25 minutes in the stove, depending on, you know, the type of stove, you know your stove, so depending on the type you have. Mine is really kind of new, so it goes fast. All right, let it spread around. Then I understand if you don't like cornstarch, I think one decided to go away. Let me see. You're gonna do around 2 tablespoons of it, just around. So will help with that color. It's gonna give us a nice golden color. Right, just a little bit more. 2 tablespoons. See that everything is coated evenly. All right. Now we're gonna do a light toss. Light toss. Oops, this comes in here. All right. There we go. That's it. So in this side, we are going to put a little bit of sea salt. If you are watching your sodium, you don't need to add it, right? So I'm putting a little bit of sea salt, just a little bit, and a little bit of a nice extra virgin olive oil. Just a little bit, we don't need it much. Nice, you got it? So now we are ready to put this thing on the oven. This beautiful broccoli, beautiful tofu that's going to nourish your bodies with all their nutrients. 425 preheated, and we are going to leave there for 20 to 25 minutes. Really depends on the type of the stove you have. What you want, it's a nice and golden look, right, for the tofu. So we add down here, and we leave it quietly, right, 20 minutes. All right, let's put 20 minutes. And then we check in 15 minutes. All right, so stay tuned. We're gonna be right back. Orange tofu broccoli, amazing dish. It could be lunch or dinner. And we have our broccoli and tofu roasting in the stove. We are waiting until it gets golden brown. And now we are going to make this sticky sauce. It's awesome. It's not difficult at all. So first, for a sticky sauce, we are going to add 1/3 of a cup of cold water. Right, nice. So with that, 2 tablespoons of the cornstarch. So 1 and 2, right? So we're done with that. So let's whisk a little bit. So we dissolve everything. We want nice and even. This is the base of our sticky sauce, right? Nice. So I have it in medium heat. So 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/3 of a cup of cold water. Now the juice of a large orange. So we add there. It's already smelling so good. We'll whisk a little bit, nice and even. Right. Add more liquids. We have more liquids we are adding. So we are adding 1/3 of a cup of coconut aminos, right? So this is a seasoning sauce. See if I have enough. I hope I have enough. It's delicious. One of my favorite things. Exactly what we need. Coconut aminos. Ooh, incorporating, smelling great. Whisk a little bit more. So we want nice and even, right? I wish we had smell-o-vision, that would be nice. All right, so zest of an orange. We have all those nice oils. See, we had, for breakfast, we have a lime. For lunch, we have orange. Our defenses are taking care of it. So 7 garlic cloves. You can mince it or chop really fine. I just chopped, kind of medium. All right. Ooh, I don't know. I think the people here will take this out, will eat this out. So we divided the scallions in 2 parts. So the dark part, the soft part, and the tough part, the white part. So we are going to cook a little bit the white part. Oh, you know what that means? That means our tofu are almost done. I'm gonna check and see how they look like. All right, so there we go. So now there are another thing you could add in here. Some people like a little bit of balance with their strong sauce, so they add a little bit of maple syrup or a little bit of honey. I prefer my sauce without that balance, but that if that's the case, just add 1 spoon or half a spoon of maple syrup or honey, and then you have that balance. I'm going to give a little bit more power. And another thing you could add here, if that's what you like, you could add red pepper flakes and a little bit of salt, right? So we are not adding salt for this one. Let me check and see how things are. Ooh, it's ready. And also had some steam. Let's turn this off. Let it sit there for a minute while we finish here with our sauce. Let me give a little bit more power because now we want to thicken it. Let's thicken it. This is just so awesome. All right, good folks. Healing Kitchen. Foods that are good for you, for your body, for your soul, and taste amazing. Let's cook a little bit. All right. So salt, right? You can, the recommendation is really 1 teaspoon per day. So normally I don't cook with salt, and you can take 1 teaspoon in the morning and leave it on your counter, and don't cook your food with salt. So when you serve your plate, you pick up a little bit from that spoon and put it on your plate so that you have control how much salt you are consuming, right? Because we don't want to give too much sodium to our bodies. We are taking care of our heart. We're taking care of our numbers with good cholesterol. Just, just a little tip. So we can keep our heart health. Now, I'm going to take that nice broccoli and tofu out. So let's see how things are going here. It's thickening. Just a little bit more. Let's cook a little bit more. Probably 2 to 3 minutes more. And we're going to have nice and thick. If it's not super thick, just add a little bit more cornstarch. And then it will be nice and glossy. All right, good folks. Let's go. Let's take things out of the stove. Beautiful. Careful taking out. It's super hot. All right. Super hot. And the seasoning. Beautiful. Wonderful. See the color? Ooh, I feel like I want to touch it. So nice and golden. You have your tofu. And you have, this broccoli is just amazing. And the smell in here, the scent, I should say, it's fabulous, just fabulous. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way because I need some space. Okay, let me move this out of the way and let me put this on this side. All right, a bit of salt here. So this dish goes well with brown rice, with quinoa, or with farro, right? So farro is a distant cousin of brown rice, has more fiber, has more protein, and has less starch, right? So if you want lower carbs, farro is for you, right? It does have a little bit of gluten, so it's not really considered a gluten-free grain, but it's just spectacular. It tastes good. It has a nutty flavor. So we are going to be serving this today with farro. It's ready. It's beautiful. It smells great. It looks amazing. People at your house will think that you spent 3 days preparing this dish. So what we do now, Nice plate. We're gonna end plate it. And you know, the easiest thing to do, you know, it's our first edition, so I want to do this politically correct. The easiest thing to do, you take this out. This is how I do. If you are not looking, this is what I'll do. Right? And dish the aluminum. Just Google, and then we'll talk later. Right? Parchment paper is your friend. There we go. Right? Better, right? Quicker. No mess. Still hot. I'm gonna move this out of the way. Okay, so this is what we do. Now we are going to add our scallions here. And here is when you add your salt, if you're adding salt, your red pepper flakes, if you are adding that, and your honey. Okay, let me move this out so it doesn't burn. So let's toss a little bit so we combine nicely. See the colors? Whew, this is awesome. Beautiful. I'm sure the neighbors will start knocking at my door at any minute now. Because of the scent, how it goes. All right, let's see if I can do this like this. All right. We want the whole thing. All right. Out of the way. Out of the way. All right. So gently toss it. Ooh, you can smell the orange, the garlic, because it lightly cook. So you still have all the nutrients of the garlic. Remember, we talk about the importance of garlic to balance cholesterol because it has allicin. And also it's an antibiotic, natural antibiotic. So you have, if garlic is not your thing, you can use less, you know, just feel free to use less. No, I'm a garlic girl. There you have it, right? So how are we gonna do this now? Because it's not complete until we have, oops, sorry. We have our farro. The way you cook farro, it's similar to the way you cook brown rice, right? So 1 cup of farro, 2 cups of water. You want the farro, there's a little bit been working with called pearl farro. It's better than the root one, the original one. That will take you a longer time to cook, or you can soak it, right? If you soak it overnight or for at least 4 hours, it will open up a little bit and that will make the cooking easier. Brown rice, farro, a lot of fiber, and you want your diet to be high in fiber. Fiber will suck all those plaque out of your arteries, right? So will help with that, help with digestion things. You know, number 2 will be moving. Of course, you have to drink more water. If not, it has the opposite effect. So we have protein, we have good fats here, and you have good carbohydrates that we are going to combine with the farro. So farro also has good protein, like I keep telling you guys. Let's see if I have another spoon here, maybe here. And let's do this. So let's Get this farro loose a little bit. You can lose it with the fork. So you put it like so. Good carbohydrates. Looks nice, right? Very nutty flavor. I urge you to try. There we go. Ooh, so beautiful. Colorful and beautiful. You can garnish a little bit. I'm gonna put a little salt here. You can put a little bit of olive oil. All right. And right, let me put it nicely, nicely. We have nice stuff here. Okay. All right. There we go, much better. All right, there we go. So you make it. Let us know how it went. I'm sure it's gonna be spectacular. This is our most talk about dish that we did at the counseling center. People keep making over and over again, keep, you know, adding their own, you know, their own touch to it. There we go, a little bit. And I'm sure the guys over here will love it. It's spectacular. One more. All right, farro. Nice, nice, nice protein. So lunch or dinner. Protein, carbohydrates, good fats, and vitamins and minerals. A little bit of salt, a little bit of olive oil. There you go. So we have one more dish to make, but I would like for you to just imagine you're having the scent of the orange and of the garlic. It really fills the room. So we hope that you will make this dish, that this dish will be nutritious for you, that it came here from our healing kitchen. And let us know how it went. So you can eat this. I have somebody that was eating this every night for one whole week. That much they love it. Thank you so much for watching us, and we'll see you next time.